Hi, hello viewers, it's Myla Minute IAS Academy and today we are going to discuss about the national income. In our earlier economy classes, we have discussed about what is macroeconomy, what is microeconomy. We have also seen what is mixed economy and what is colonial economy. After that, we have discussed about the sectors in economy and we have also discussed some colored jobs. So now we are going to see about national income. So national income, we have certain terms relating to national income and those are GDP, GNP, NDP, NNP, NNPFC, NNPMC, and these are certain terms which we can discuss in this video. First, relating national term, we have a thing called as economic growth. So what is this economic growth? So economic growth is nothing but the percentage of GDP increasing. The percentage of GDP increasing is called as economic growth, and another one term relating to this is economic development. What is the difference between this economic growth and economic development, and what is better? Whether economic growth is better or economic development is better? You can have this question. So actually economic development is better than economic growth. Why? Because this economic development contains economic GDP growth as well as it also contains the social development. So social development plus percentage of GDP growth together called as economic development. So economic development is always preferred over economic growth. And this is one fact relating to national income. And then let us see about these terms. So first, what is GDP? GDP is nothing but it is the gross domestic product. So GDP is the gross domestic product, which means the final value of goods and services produced within a country or within the domestic area is calculated. So foreigners inside the country earn something, right? It is also added. So which means in our country something is earned by the people in our country. It is added also with the foreigners who are residing within the country earn something, right? It is also added in the gross domestic product. Say Indians who are residing inside India earns 80 rupees and foreigners who are residing inside India earns 20. So produces 20. So produces the final value of goods and services. It is summed up and the value is 20 and the total is 100. So 100 is the GDP. So in which I have added the amount which is produced by the Indians inside India plus foreigners inside India. So it is just about domestic area within the country. Indians inside India plus foreigners inside India. So NRI are people who are residing outside India, right? Non-resident Indians, right? Their earnings, the final value of their earnings is not added in the GDP. This is one important point. So this too is added to form GDP. Whereas in case of GNP, it is gross national product. So it is the gross national product. In this, the final value of goods and services produced by the citizens of a nation is calculated. So here NRI earnings is added and the foreigners inside the country's earning is not added. Which means in GNP, Indians inside plus outside is added. So Indians earning inside India as well as outside earning is added in GNP, whereas foreigners inside India is not added, which means we can say GNP is equal to GDP minus foreigners inside India plus NRI, persons who are outside India. So which means that let us say Indians inside India earns 80 and the foreigners earn 20, like we have already said, and the NRI outside India, the NRI people who are residing outside India earns around 30. So which means that GDP value is 100, foreigners 20, NRI is 30. Then this is subtracted and the final value of GNP is equal to 110. This is what they are saying. So GDP is the gross domestic product in which the income, the final value of the income is calculated. The final value of the goods and services is calculated. in which Indians inside India is added with the foreigners inside India. It is calculated based on the domestic area only. Whereas in GNP, it is based on the nationality. So Indians inside India as well as Indians outside India is added, but foreign income is not added in case of GNP. Okay, so then we have NDP. So what is this NDP? NDP means net domestic product. So NDP means it is net domestic product. So in NDP, is net domestic product. So in this NDP, we have a term called as depreciation. So what is depreciation? Depreciation is nothing but the wear and tear. So if I say wear and tear, it is nothing but if you are having a cell phone, if you are using that cell phone for around 5 years, after 5 years that cell phone needs replacement, right? Why? Because of the usage, it is undergoing some wear and tear. It is undergoing some loss, right? After 5 years, it needs replacement. So the loss which incurred because of the usage is called as depreciation. So NDP is equal to GDP minus depreciation. Practically, there will be definitely a depreciation. You can't say that it will work for an infinite period of time. Definitely, a computer will take a replacement within a year of 10 years. Say a phone will take 5 years. So, that loss happens which because of the usage is called as depreciation. Depreciation is nothing but the wear and tear. So, NDP is equal to GDP minus depreciation. Then, so which means that NDP will be always lesser than GDP. NDP will be always lesser than GDP because in practically depreciation always exists. Then we have NNP. What is this NNP? NNP is the net national product. Net national product. So NNP is equal to GNP minus depreciation. So GNP minus depreciation means so depreciation is subtracted from the gross national product. Here depreciation is subtracted from the gross domestic product. Here it is subtracted from the gross national product, and that is NNP. So NNP can be said in two types. NNP can be defined in two ways. So one is NNP FC. NNP FC means NNP in factor cost. Saying NNP in factor cost is called as NNP FC, whereas we have another one called as NNP MC, which means NNP in market cost. Saying NNP in market cost is called as NNP MC. So first NNP FC. What is this NNP MC? NNP FC is so important. Why? Because this NNP FC is the one which we say as national income of the country. So NNP FC is the one which we say as national income of the country. So NNPFC is the national income of this country. It is said in factor cost. So what is this factor cost? Factor cost is nothing but the cost price. Factor cost is the cost price, which means it is the cost needed to produce that product. So I say to produce a product, we need certain things like men, money as well as material. So certain amount of money will be required to buy all these things, right? So the factor cost is nothing but the the value which is required to produce that particular thing. Say we are producing a shirt. To produce this shirt, we may require around 100 rupees. But we sell this for 500 rupees. This 100 is the cost price and this 500 is the market price. So calculating the national income on this cost price is called as factor cost. So NNPFC. So NNP in the factor cost or cost price. So factor cost is the cost needed to produce that product. So factors are men, money and material. In factor cost, tax is not added. So in this 100, the amount which is needed to produce that shirt is alone taken and the tax are not added in this 100 rupees. So the tax is not added, but here the taxes are included, right? But in this 100, tax is not included. It is just the value that is required to make the product, and taxes are not included in factor cost. And this is the one which is used to calculate the national income of the country. Why we are choosing NNPFC as the national income and not NNPMC? We can choose NNPMC, right? By choosing NNPMC, what we are doing is we can increase the national income as like we want. We means it is government. Government can increase the national income if they want. How is In market cost, we have taxes. In market cost, definitely we have taxes. In market cost, profit will be there. So a profit will be set, right? Between 100 and 500, there is a profit and there is a tax. So profit and taxes will be included in market cost. Because of this, it is volatile. So market cost is always volatile and profit will be included. Taxes will also be included in this market cost. So because of all these things, market cost is not included. So if taxes are included, say government is increasing the taxes. If government increases the taxes, if it is calculated, if the NNP is calculated in market cost and if as government has increased the tax, then automatically this NNPMC, this NNP net national product at market cost will automatically increase, right? So if the taxes is increased by the government, then government can increase the national product, right? So this means that government can change it as like it wants. So because of this, we are not using this NNPMC and we are using NNPFC. So if NNPMC is used as a national income, then government can increase the tax to increase the national income. So that is why we are using NNPFC as the national income instead of NNPMC. So then apart from this, we have certain other terms which are relating to national income. One is per capita income. What is this per capita income? So per capita income is nothing. How much amount a person in a country is earning is called as per capita income. Say there are 10 persons. There are just 10 persons in a country. So a country has 10 persons and each person, if each person is producing 1 rupee, then the total income of the country is 10 rupees. So we can say per capita income is 1 rupees. But if 5 rupees is produced by a single person and then 2 rupees is produced by another one person and 3 rupees is produced by another one person and other persons are not producing anything. So let us say that they are producing some minimum 0.001, 0.00 something. So he is producing 2.5 and this 0.5 is produced by other person. So in this case also per capita income will be 1 rupees only, because in this case also it is 10 rupees national income. So they will divide it among the population. They will divide the national income among the population. So per capita income is the ratio of national income to population. So national income divided by population gives per capita income. So national income divided by the population gives per capita income, which means that they think that each person earns the same thing. Say you are earning, if based on the per capita income, if the per capita income is 10,000 rupees, say, then it means that you are earning 10,000 rupees, I am earning 10,000 rupees, each and every person in India is earning 10,000 rupees. It doesn't say that Ambani is earning lots and lots. So it doesn't specify the exact amount, but it ordinarily says that each and everyone in India is earning 10,000 rupees, which means it is just like an average. So per capita income is the ratio between national income and average. So if the national income is 100 and if the population is 100, they will just divide it and say each are earning 1 rupees. So this is what is per capita income. And we can't assume it is correct, because in some cases there are persons who are in below poverty line. There are around 20% of people in India who are below poverty line. So they are not earning this per capita income amount. So it may vary. Some rich people are there, they are earning in millions. So they may vary, but in per capita income, this is how they calculate. Then we have another one term relating to it, and it is called as personal income. So what is this personal income? So personal income is nothing but it is the salary plus subsidy. Salary plus subsidy together called as personal income. So salary is the one which you are earning. So you are earning around say 10,000 and a subsidy. So you are receiving some subsidies from the government, right? And that subsidy plus salary is included to form the personal income, and personal income is not same for all because it has the salary, right? And subsidies also varies from people to people. So there will be more subsidies for some poverty line, below poverty line people, and the subsidies will vary from people to people, as well as salary will vary from people to people. You may earn 10,000, I may earn 20,000, so salaries differ, right? So because of this fact, personal income is not same for all, but per capita income will be same for all persons in the country. Then we have another term called as disposable income. What is this disposable income? Disposable income is nothing but the income, the personal income subtracted from the direct tax gives the disposable income. So he has some income, that is personal income. So personal income subtracted from the direct tax. If you subtract the direct tax, then you have amount which you can spend, right? So disposable income is the amount which you can spend, on things that you really want. So disposable income is the one which you spend to buy whatever things you want. So that is disposable income. Then what is this subsidy? So there is a thing called subsidy. So what is this subsidy actually? So subsidy, for example, we can say government is selling ration in ration shops. Government is selling rice for rupees 3. It doesn't mean the price of the rice is rupees 3 only. Actually, the price of the rice will be around, say, 20 rupees. So the price of the rice is 20 rupees. Then government is selling it at 3 rupees. How? So the government will buy the rice from the farmers for 20 rupees, and the government will pay this 70 rupees. The government will give 17 rupees as the subsidy price, and they will get only 3 rupees from them. So this is called as subsidy. The government will pay some amount of money for us. So some things are given as free itself. So in for below poverty line people or something, in some states they give rice for free. So there is no price for rice in ration shops. So in that case, government will pay all this amount to farmers. So this all amount is the subsidy. So this zero doesn't mean the price, there is no price for this rice. It means that government has paid the amount which you needed to pay. So this is called a subsidy. So these are the things which are relating to national income and how we calculate this national income. So there are 3 methods to calculate this national income. One is production method, next is income method, and the other one is expenditure method. What is the method which we use? Let us discuss that. So first is, who calculates this national income? So CSO is the one who calculates the national income. CSO is Central Statistical Office. So Central Statistical Office is the one who calculates the national income. And what method they use? Let us discuss that. First, let us see these 3 and we will say what method we are using. So first is production method. In production method, let us assume we have 2 baskets. In this basket, base year. So 2011 to 12 is the base year. In base year, we will take some things in the basket. We will take all the value, some value of all the goods which are produced within the country. So in our country, we have produced car, say car. Car will come inside this basket. We have produced a pen. Pen will come inside the basket. We have produced a bicycle. Bicycle will come into this basket. So all the things, or some value of all the goods produced within this country will come into this basket. So let us say the sum value of all the goods produced within the country is equal to 100. So this is in case of 2011 to 12 value. Based on the 2011 to 12 value, the sum value is 100. So this is the current year. Current year is 2021. In this current year, we will take the same goods and services. So if we take same goods and services, car, pen, we have produced a cycle. The same goods and services, some value of all the same goods and services is taken and we will put a sum. And this sum is 110, which means there is a 10% growth. So there is a 10% growth compared to the base year, right? So if there is a growth, if there is a difference, and based on this difference, we will calculate a growth. So there is a 10% growth in our GDP. So this is what is production method. So we have summed up the things that are produced in the country, right? So that is called as production method. And then we have income method. In income method also we take two baskets, but within this basket the things which we put is different. So in this basket we use people. So each person, there are many persons in the country, right? So each person earns something, so that will be put in this. So in income method, so you are earning 20,000, I am earning 15,000, someone is earning 8,000. So the value of money which is earned by the people of our country will be summed up in this income method. This will be in base year. For base year it will be calculated, and here it will be for the current year, say 2021. So in this case 20, 50. So here it may vary. You might had a hike and you might be earning around 22,000. Here 17. Some persons may be earning the same. So here it will be summed up, and here the sum value is equal to say 100. Here the sum value may be something 108 say. It means that there is a 8% growth. So based on the income that is earned by the people in the country, if it is calculated, then it is called as income method. So income method also a base year will be had. In that base year, in a basket, you will sum up all the value of the, sum up the income of all the persons in the country. In another basket, you will sum up all income of all the persons in the country for the current year. In one basket, you will add up for the base year, and in another basket, you will sum up for the current year, and you will compare it with the base year, and you will know about the growth. So this is income method. And what is this expenditure method? So expenditure method is something related to the income method only. In this income method you have summed up the income, but in this expenditure method you will sum up the expenditure of a person. So say you are earning 20,000. In this 20,000 you will spend around 17,000 say. So that 17,000 will be summed up. So I am spending 10,000. So he is spending 5,000. The expenditure of the persons in the country will be summed up in this case of expenditure method. So it will also be compared with the base year. Say the base year is same 2011 to 12. So it will be compared with the base year and with the current year, and we will know about the growth. Say it is around 10%. So based on the expenditure, if we compare, then it is called as expenditure method. Based on the income, if we compare, it is income method. Based on the production, if we compare, then it is called as production method. Okay. So here in this case, what is the method which mostly suits for India? Have a guess. Actually, the method which is okay is production method. Why? Because if we say expenditure, in expenditure actually in India we are not having a proper billing system. So we are having local shops. In local shops there is no proper billing system. We are having shopping complexes. In shopping complexes, yes, there is billing system, but we are having local shops in which there is no proper billing system, and we are buying most of the things from the local shops only. So because of the no proper billing system, we are not using this expenditure method, because if we use expenditure method, we should know about the expenditure on which you and me spend, but we can't track the expenditure in case of India. So we are not using this expenditure method. And in case of income, we should know about the income of the persons, right? So in India, knowing the income of the person is not that easy. Actually, the income of the person, the regular income of the person is around 15% people only having regular income in India, which means that what is this regular income? You might have a thought that what is this regular income term? Actually, regular income is nothing but the amount of income which can be tracked. The amount of people income which can be tracked by the government is called as regular income. So, income that government can track is regular income. In India, only around 50% of the people's income can be tracked by the government, which means that apart from all these 15%, we can't track the people's income. So, because of this fact, we can't use this income method, because we don't even know their income. We just know the 15% people's income. So, because of this fact, we are not using income method, and the left method is production method only. So, we are using production method because of the disadvantages of the other two. So, production method, we can track the production. So, we can track the production. So, we are using production method. So, these are the things which are relating to national income. And in the contribution of GDP, in GDP the contribution by other sectors, we have seen three sectors, right? Primary sector, secondary sector, and tertiary sector. Primary sector is a sector in which we have agri, forestry, mining, that exploits nature is comes under primary sector. Then we have secondary sector. Secondary sector is nothing but the manufacturing sector. We produce something like sugar is produced from sugar cane. That sugar industries, every industries come under the secondary sector. And then we have tertiary sector. Tertiary sector is a service sector in which we have IT companies, transportation, tourism, everything comes under the tertiary sector. So in primary sector, the contribution of GDP is 16 percentage. Only 16 percentage contribution is from the primary sector. In secondary sector, the contribution is 31 percentage. And in tertiary sector, the contribution is 53 percentage, which means that the most contributing sector is tertiary sector in India. So, tertiary sector is the one which is contributing more for the GDP. So, then based on the income, based on the GDP, India is the 5th largest economy in the world. So India is the 5th largest economy in the world based on GDP. First largest is US, second is China, third is Japan, fourth is Germany, fifth is India. So based on the GDP, India is the 5th largest economy in the world, and based on the purchasing power parity. So what is this purchasing power parity? So we have a term called as purchasing power parity. So what is this purchasing power parity? Purchasing power parity is nothing but ability of the persons to purchase a certain good. So it may be like that persons are having more money, or it may be in the form that the products in that country is cheap. So the products may be cheap, or the persons have more money. That based on that purchasing power parity, it means that persons have the ability to purchase. So based on that, US is the first, China is the second, and India is the third. So these are the things which are relating to national income. So US is the first based on the purchasing power parity, China second, and India third. So these are the things which are relating to national income. Subscribe to Myla Minute IAS Academy. Thank you.